What's up, pro wrestling fans? Matt here from Off the Mat. I just wanted to stop in and do a quick live stream regarding the news that we just had drop a few hours ago, probably, maybe like an hour or so ago. It's official. WrestleMania 43 is going to be in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It was announced that WrestleMania was going to go to Saudi Arabia for WrestleMania 43 at a press conference they held in Las Vegas for Worlds Collide, because that's where they are this weekend for Worlds Collide tonight, actually. And we saw Triple H make the announcement. Paul Levesque, WWE's, I want to say he's not chief financial officer, is he? But anyways, Triple H made this announcement today at this press conference that was broadcasted and hosted by Joe Tessitore, and it featured appearances by the likes of Shawn Michaels, The Undertaker, Charlotte Flair, Bianca Belair, Liv Morgan, Stephanie Fakir, Logan Paul, and Seth Rollins all behind him. And pretty much it was kind of a giant middle finger to fans, wrestling fans, pro wrestling fans. Now, this is not a video where I'm going to be like, oh my God, they're going to WrestleMania, is going to Saudi Arabia, the outrage. Don't buy into any outrage videos regarding this, because we all saw it coming. If you're a wrestling fan and you cover or watch WWE, you saw this coming from a mile away. We knew it was going to come. I mean, we talked about it on our Off the Mat weekly podcast yesterday, that there was rumors flying around because this Tariq Al-Sheikh, sorry if I mispronounced that, posted on his Snapchat that WrestleMania was coming to the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, and it was quickly removed. And supposedly there was a press release that went out, and some of these media organizations tried to reach out to WWE, and apparently the press release that was released was only released in Arabic, and it wasn't released in English, and wasn't meant to go to English speaking outlets yet. And WWE wanted to be the ones to announce it on their own time, and they took that and did it today in Las Vegas. So really what's coming out of all this is that we're getting a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia before we get a WrestleMania in Europe, England, France, anywhere like that. And the big talking point on it is, and I'll read the press release here in just a second. The big talking point on it is essentially money. This essentially tells you that TKO and WWE are no longer about the fans. They are only about money, and it gives a giant FU to fans. A lot of the rumors going around, or speculation going around, is that the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, the Saudis, are going to offer WWE upwards of $100 million for WrestleMania. And on that, the biggest sticking point is The Rock, is they want The Rock to come back, and they are waiting to get confirmation from The Rock before an official number is placed. But they want and are willing to pay talent to come out of retirement ridiculous amounts of money. I mean, there's been names like, heard about The Undertaker coming back out of retirement to wrestle one more match for this. Shawn Michaels coming back to wrestle one more match for this. Stone Cold Steve Austin coming to back to wrestle one more match for this. And it's just a little ridiculous, in my opinion. And it kind of hurts the image of WrestleMania. WrestleMania was this spectacle. It's always been this spectacle. It's WWE's event show. Some people that don't even watch wrestling tune in specifically for WrestleMania. And WrestleMania is this event where people come from all over the world to partake in this grandiose spectacle. It's called the Showcase of Immortals for a reason. So what is this going to do for the fan? Is the average WWE fan going to travel to Saudi Arabia to watch this show? No, I don't think you're going to get the international flair that you're used to from WrestleMania. And as someone who's been very outspoken about saying that after the events of last year's WrestleMania and The Rock and Cody stuff and The Rock not showing up and The Rock being involved. I don't ever want to see The Rock on my TV screens again. I don't care to see The Rock at WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. Again, it's not going to be some outrage video because I knew this was going to happen. It's not a surprise. We all saw it coming. I just thought maybe it would be a little bit further down the road that we got a WrestleMania in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, and we would get one, especially since a few years ago we had John Cena standing in the middle of the ring in Europe talking about how they wanted to bring a WrestleMania to England or anywhere over there, France, Australia, just outside the US, but not necessarily Saudi Arabia. There's been speculation for a long time that the Saudis are potentially going to buy WWE. Could we see that happening? Could we see that 2026 it gets announced that the Saudis officially buy WWE from TKO because WWE is operating at a loss? They've already pretty much said that that UFC outdraws WWE. WWE does not do UFC gate numbers. And so how long is it before we see the Saudis just officially wrap up and buy WWE? This all comes down to really to a money thing. We know that the basic family in the US is pretty much priced out of WWE live events right now. And especially if you look at the ticket prices for next year's WrestleMania 42 in Las Vegas, it's absolutely ridiculous. A general family of 4 can't go to a WWE live event. That's something that, Vince McMahon always did really well is he priced tickets to be affordable for the average wrestling fan and family to come enjoy their live event. And that's just not the case anymore because really, especially if it didn't already, set the precedent, this announcement of WrestleMania being in Saudi Arabia kind of just solidified that by saying that TKO and WWE are at this point about nothing more than money. So, like I stated before, WWE officially announced WrestleMania 43 will take place in Saudi Arabia in 2027. The news was revealed on a Friday during a special live stream event from Las Vegas. The broadcast, hosted by Joe Tessitore, featured appearances by Shawn Michaels, again, The Undertaker, Charlotte Flair, yada, yada. Triple H took to the stage to reflect on WrestleMania's journey from its debut in 1985 in Madison Square Garden to becoming a global phenomenon, broadcast in over 200 countries. He highlighted the event streamed live on ESPN in the United States and on Netflix internationally. After confirming that WrestleMania will be live from Las Vegas in 2026, Triple H introduced Tariq Al-Sheikh, sorry if I butchered that, chairman of the Saudi Arabia General Entertainment Authority. He made the historic announcement WrestleMania 43 will be held in Saudi Arabia as part of Riyadh season, marking the first time the event takes place outside of the United States and Canada. The announcement lasted about 20 minutes, featuring short remarks from The Undertaker, Belair, Triple H, and Al-Sheikh. WWE did not reveal the specific city or exact date, and the event was not open to the press. Following the live stream, WWE issued a press release confirming the news. Al-Sheikh said, WrestleMania is already the biggest date on the wrestling calendar, and this announcement marks a significant moment in the partnership with WWE. We deeply respect the legacy of WrestleMania and the global prestige it holds amongst wrestling fans around the world. As part of the Riyadh season in 2027, our vision is to elevate this iconic event to unprecedented heights and deliver a WrestleMania unlike anything the world has ever seen. Triple H added, Tariq Al-Sheikh, and GEA have made a massive impact on the world of sports and entertainment. They have been phenomenal partners to WWE, and we look forward to working with them to bring WrestleMania 43 to new heights. Again, how do you as a normal wrestling fan combat this? Because at this point, they're telling you right to your face they don't care about you, about us. It's about they care about their bottom dollar. How is this going to affect fans? Are you going to tune into WrestleMania? Well, that's pretty much the only option we still have as wrestling fans to kind of show WWE and TKO that, hey, you're alienating your biggest market here. And that's with your pocketbook. Don't buy the t-shirt. Don't buy those overpriced championship belts. Don't, buy the pay-per-views. Don't spend $30 for this new ESPN app. Do what, like Stephanie McMahon said, and get a VPN if you're in the United States, or Don't tune into it on Netflix. Don't watch the event. That's really all you can do is to show your displeasure anymore is by showing up and or not showing up essentially and not giving them their view, not giving them your dollar. That's really all that they hear right now is money. So, I don't know what card they're gonna do. I don't know how this is going to like internationally wise, how this is gonna work out. Again, they haven't released that much information on it. They haven't given us a date. They haven't given us a city yet. There's been a lot of talk around potentially doing 2 WrestleManias in that year, where there's a WrestleMania in the States and then a WrestleMania in Riyadh, kind of like they did a few years ago with the greatest WrestleMania ever over there. Don't know how that's going to work. Don't know how I feel about that. Could they potentially do 2-night WrestleMania where WrestleMania is in the United States one night and then it's in Riyadh, Saudi Arabia the next night, kind of splitting the brand a little bit and the superstars? Maybe. I don't know. Like I said, we don't have a whole lot of logistics and a whole lot of to go off of here, but I just kind of wanted to come on here and throw my hat in the ring and kind of weigh on and how I was feeling a little bit. Like we talked about it again, like I said the other night, and nothing was official, but we got the official announcement now that WrestleMania is going to be in Saudi Arabia in 2023 or in 2027 for WrestleMania 43. Again, The Rock's the biggest name that I guess is a holdup on this, and they're looking at $100 million is the number I've seen thrown out there that they're going to try and go after. Jesse says they already said they aren't going to do that. I think it sucks. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of people aren't going to be happy about it, but like I said, you've seen it coming. If you've been watching the product, we've seen it coming. They go to WWE twice, or WWE goes to Saudi Arabia once to twice a year. I think it's every May and November, it feels like, is when they go do these shows there. And it was only a matter of time before WrestleMania came there. I figured we have a couple more years. I figured for sure we would get a WrestleMania overseas in Europe before we got a WrestleMania in Saudi Arabia. Again, I don't know how this is going to affect the international fan and people coming to Saudi Arabia because of the politics in that country. I can certainly tell you that I believe that WWE talent, if it wasn't for the payday they get for going to these Saudi shows, would choose not to go to these Saudi shows due to the political climate over there. Yeah, like I said, there's nothing we could do about it as fans. You either, show up and don't put out your money to get the product. But that's pretty much it. Like WWE doesn't care about you as a fan anymore. It's about your dollar signs to them. It's not like when Vince was running it and he wanted the family to come enjoy a pro wrestling show. There's a lot of other pro wrestling out there that's great and you can enjoy if you're upset about this, but I don't really see a reason to like cry out, rage, cry foul about it because it's going to happen. Now, what I see out of this, honestly, is a good opportunity for AEW to kind of gain some ground here. AEW could massively undercut ticket prices and start eating away at this WWE, who's counter programming them by massively undercutting ticket prices and making it affordable for the average fan to take their family to some pro wrestling events, live events, and enjoy pro wrestling that way, kind of get their foot back into the game that way. But I don't know. Like I said, there's not a whole lot to go off of. I just kind of wanted to get in and give my initial thoughts on it and say that it does suck and it is shitty that WWE kind of just views its fans that have built them up as and even built them up through generations of wrestling fans, that you're now looked at nothing more than a dollar, and that it's probably only a matter of time before WWE gets sold to the Saudis here. Jesse says, "You're not wrong, mate. It's just a shame As an Australian, I don't know what time I will be for you, but their usual pay-per-views are at 1 a.m. in the morning for me. I never watch them live. Saudi show for me is usually like 10 a.m., 11 a.m., depending on the time of year, because we have, daylight savings time over here and our clocks change and all that. So it all kind of changes around. But that's all we have right now. It's like I said, it's still kind of fresh. This feels really like the ESPN rollout when they announced that they're going to ESPN, that there's not a whole lot of information to go off of here. It's just kind of the it seems like the announcements was leaked by the Saudis and everybody got a hold of it. And now we're just waiting for WWE to make their official announcements. So who knows? But let me know in the comment section below what you think about this, about WrestleMania going to Saudi Arabia, WrestleMania 43. Who do you think we're going to get? Like I said, it sounds like it's open season. I was actually reading a funny story that when they did the Greatest Royal Rumble, if you remember, was it the Greatest Royal Rumble or Greatest WrestleMania? I think maybe it was the Greatest Royal Rumble, but you had Tyson O'Neil run down, trip, fall, slide under the ring, that they were trying to get Yokozuna and the Ultimate Warrior to come down to be in that event. And unfortunately, they were both passed away at that time. So that's why you had like the random sumo wrestler just show up and then you never saw him again and things like that. So I'm sure it's going to be a crazy show, but let me know in the comment section below. What do you think about this? Are you going to watch the Royal WrestleMania 43? Are you going to partake in it? Are you going to boycott it? Are you going to do, I don't know. I don't really know how to feel about this. I just wanted to give my initial reaction and get the news out there, but I'm sure that I will better accumulate my thoughts and have more to say about it next Thursday when we do our weekly podcast. But right now, WrestleMania 43, Saudi Arabia, they're trying to get The Rock back. I'm hearing Rock and Roman is what they're finally trying to go to. But you got to think Rock's going to be 2 years older. Stone Cold will be in his 60s. I know Stone Cold has voiced that his legacy is very important to him, and he wants to make sure that he's 100% healthy to do another match. So they're going to try and get Stone Cold to come out of retirement to do another match. And yeah, it's pretty much open season for any retired wrestler that wants to come back and make a payday, because the Saudis are making it perfectly known that money is no object. WWE and Nick Khan are seeing nothing but dollar signs. TKO, nothing but dollar signs. And they are getting really, really ready to sell the house on WrestleMania 43. So again, that's it. That's all I got. Let me know in the comment section below what you think. Make sure to like and subscribe. If you like these little one-off videos, kind of updating pro wrestling, let me know. Maybe we can do more of them. But I thank you guys for checking this out. WrestleMania 43, Riyadh, Saudi Arabia. It's happening. Sorry, Europe. I really thought you guys were going to get a WrestleMania before Saudi Arabia, but looks like WWE had other plans.
In the ring, the lights go down. Roaring crowd, they scream and shout. Chants echo, shaking the ground. Warriors clash, the game is found. Welcome to